Previously on Zombies.
Starting from the beginning, Jerry arrived in town and made friends with Neil. Neil's family owns a cabin in the woods. At the first sign that something might be going down in town, Neil and his father, known lovingly as Pappy, bailed out to their cabin. Bug and Jaden joined them, and Jerry was invited along as well. On the way, a dense fog caused a small pileup of vehicles, and zombies soon became intermingled. Neil and Jaden both wrecked their vehicles. During the skirmish, Pappy was scratched and both Jaden and Neil were bitten. While fleeing, Bug got a call from her friend Keisha, who needed a ride out of town, so she turned around and picked her up before heading to the cabin. Jaden and Neil were riding with Pappy when Neil's bite became infectious, and Neil started vomiting black goop. Pappy exploded Neil's head, resulting in his own undressed wound becoming infected. Further down the road, Pappy started vomiting black goop and Jaden pulled a pistol asking if Pappy was okay. Pappy blasted Jaden before answering, killing her instantly. Jerry had already arrived at the cabin and decided to try and take a nap while he waited for the others. Pappy used his homemade explosives to self-delete before becoming a zombie himself, which startled a bear up at his cabin. Bug and Keisha were startled by the bear, then met some hunters who got lost in the woods tripping on peyote and wandered upon the cabin. The 3 hunters and 2 women made sure the cabin was clear and closed the doors to rooms the bear had broken into or made a mess of. Afterward, everyone ate and slept, except Jerry, who was still sleeping in his truck. The next morning, people inside the cabin were awoken to the bear returning and trashing the place. Meanwhile, Jerry went exploring to try and find another cabin, a path which led him back to the original cabin. On the way, he met the Canadian Bianca and her pet lion, who had escaped a zombie-infested circus together. Once the bear had run away and Jerry returned with Bianca, everyone decided to go find the second cabin together. The group rounded up supplies from this cabin and left, heading for the second cabin, leaving behind 2 of the hunters that were in a coma-like slumber.
Zombies. Apocalypse.
After a 20-mile drive with lots of slowing down to read the sign before realizing it would be further down the road and even a U-turn on a wrong street, the group arrives at the second cabin. A lovely hilltop cabin with a large clearing for a yard and a minivan parked on one side in the gravel. After assessing the front of the house, Bug begins discussing how she thinks they should get into the cabin while Smith begins to look around the back to see if the entire exterior is clear. Peering around the back side of the cabin, Smith sees a family of zombies dressed for a barbecue. The dad zombie is even wearing a Kiss the Cook apron and holding a steel spatula. Unfortunate for Smith, the gravel under his feet gave the zombie family an audio cue of his presence. Just as his head peeks around the corner, the entire family looks his direction. For half a second, nobody reacts. Then, the entire family moved as one toward Smith. Paralyzed with fear, Smith watched in a daze as the family charged at him. The dad zombie grabs Smith in a bear hug, tackling him to the ground and begins zombie calling. For anyone unfamiliar with the concept, a zombie call is the loud noise zombies make sometimes, but only when excited by food. This loud vocalization also attracts any nearby zombie that hears it. As Smith and Dad Z tumble to the ground, Smith's legs go up and Mom Zombie takes a big bite into Smith's hiking boot and shakes her head violently like a dog with a toy. Lucky for Smith, it's basically impossible for a human to bite through a boot. Although, her tooth did get snagged and tear a small piece from the sole. The sound of the commotion draws everyone's attention and Bianca, Bug, and Keisha all rush to his aid. Smith struggles attempting to reach his sidearm, which is smooshed between himself and the dad zombie. Jerry, remembering the zombie call from the accident, grabs his weapon and moves to cover the rear from any zombies that might be attracted by the noise and trying to flank the group. As he moves to check down the steep hillside, he notices 2 zombies trying to answer the call, but they have a ways to go, giving Jerry time to set up his shots and aim carefully. Back at the cabin, Smith's luck begins to improve. The dad zombie stops calling and lunges for the same foot as the mom zombie. I don't know if it was the smell of the stinky boot or maybe just how excitedly the mom zombie was attacking the boot, but both parent zombies became fixated on Smith's right foot. What do you think it was? Comment below. During their violent gnashing, the mom zombie bit off her own tongue and it flopped down onto Smith's chest, twitching about as if still alive. The 10-year-old boy zombie enters the melee, biting down on Smith's right arm, grabbing him by the coat sleeve and yanking with all its might. The fourth zombie, a 15-year-old girl, pauses, seeing the others running up, and begins clacking her teeth, unsure of who to attack. Bianca, who drew her katana while running over, takes a swipe at the 10-year-old boy zombie that's latched onto her cousin's coat. Like a hot knife through butter, her blade slices through the zombie's head between the teeth and nose. Keisha, now close enough to shoot comfortably, fires off 2 shots from her Uzi. Both ricocheted off the steel toe and Smith's boot. The second ricochet happened to hit the young girl zombie as she was about to lunge for Bianca. Bug also attempted shooting the zombies chewing on Smith's leg, but both her bullets missed. The noise from the gunshots was enough to redirect the zombies' attention from Smith to Bug and Keisha. With the dad zombie no longer on his chest, Smith was now able to draw his pistol and fire at the distracted zombies. Smith's high-power handgun turned the zombies' heads into a mist that was carried away by the wind. At that time, 2 more shots ring out as Jerry dispatched one of the zombies climbing the steep hillside. Like a flock of birds, Bianca, Bug, and Smith all moved methodically toward the gunshots in case Jerry needed backup. 2 more shots from Jerry. Neither was a headshot, but the second bullet shattered the zombie's right shoulder socket, leaving its arm flopping in an unnatural way as it moved about. The erratic movements of the zombie made it hard to hit, and it was getting closer. Without a second thought, Bianca leaped down the hill, adrenaline surging through her veins and her katana ready to swing at any zombies that might still be standing. Unfortunately for Bianca, she didn't bother to look before she leapt, or she would have noticed a jagged tree stump protruding in her landing zone. When her foot caught the stump, it sent her into a tumble down the slope. As Bianca rolled, she lost control of her katana and impaled her right hand before knocking herself unconscious when coming to an abrupt stop at the base of a tree. The zombie immediately redirected itself toward Bianca, but Smith put it down before it could get to her. With no more zombies in the area, the group is able to get out of battle mode and assess their situation.
Keisha, you should help me look through the windows and see if we can spot anything on the inside that indicates whether it's safe or not to enter the building.
Oh, hey, Bug, you got anything you want me to do to try to get into this building?
Look for a spare key.
You got
And-
anywhere you want me to look specifically?
I'll just look where you think a spare key would be.
Alright. Go take a look in Daddy's pocket.
After rifling through the pockets of the mostly headless dad zombie, Smith found keys for the van and the cabin.
Hey, man, I found them fucking keys!
Smith then goes to the front door ready to breach the house. Jerry stacks up behind Smith as the breaching party. Before heading inside, the girls decide to try and see what they can see from the outside first. Bug and Keisha split up to circle the house, to peek in the windows.
You check 3, I'll check 3, I'll meet you on the other side of the building. Alright! Don't open the door till we clear that it may be safe to enter.
Alright.
While Keisha and Bug move toward the rear of the cabin, Smith and Jerry listen at the door for any potential danger inside. As their ears tune in, they hear movement from inside the cabin. Keisha and Bug are able to see fairly clearly into the living room and kitchen area that makes up the front of the cabin. The back half of the cabin seems to be comprised of a couple bedrooms with a shared bathroom, but the bathroom doors were closed on both sides. The bedroom curtains were partially closed, making it difficult to see the entire room. As the girls moved around the back side of the cabin, movement could be heard inside. Even though they could not identify what was making the noise, they were able to discern that it was coming from the back central room that was presumably a bathroom. Bug then began to devise a plan.
Okay, I have a plan. Me and Keisha are gonna go to the back of the building, and we're gonna bang on the wall right in between where the 2 rooms that we were able to see are, assuming that there is another room there. Unclear what it is, likely a bathroom. As we're banging on the wall, you're going to breach safely, keep an eye on each other, and see if you can maybe tackle whatever's in there while we're trying to distract it.
Alright.
Or at least see if, the door that's there is,
shaking or anything.
any
Alright.
signs of what it may be.
Alright. Jerry, you got my back?
Let's go.
Alright.
And with that, Smith flings the door open, rushes into the center of the area looking left, sweeping side to side with his rifle. Jerry slips into the room along the right side wall, sweeping left with his pistol until he meets up with the area Smith has cleared. They then split up with Smith on the left side door and Jerry on the right side door. Smith knocks on the left door. Jerry just listened to the door on the right, but heard nothing inside over the banging on the back wall, so he started banging on the door. With everyone banging on the cabin, Bug gets an idea.
Keisha, you stay here, keep banging on the wall. I'm gonna run around and make sure everything's okay.
While Bug heads back around the cabin to the front door, Smith and Jerry discuss how they want to proceed.
Hey, Jerry, you hear something in that room?
No,
Jerry, what do you want to do from here, man? You want to try to get in these rooms or what?
let's go.
Okay, take this room together. Do you want to go first since I'm so fucking huge and you can't see anything when I'm in front of you?
Absolutely.
Alright, I got your back, man.
With weapon in hand, Jerry turns the doorknob and enters the room as before. Smith, watching what Jerry does, begins to imitate him by starting at the wall and rotating one direction to cover the room, meeting Jerry in the middle. Once the main area is cleared, Smith looks under the bed. Only luggage. Bug, seeing that the boys have moved into the back of the cabin, calls for Keisha to join everyone inside. Jerry cautiously opens the door to the middle space, then does a series of quick peeks to check for danger. The bathroom seems clear from what he can see, so he opens the door on the other side. It leads into another bedroom. There's nobody in there either. Perplexed, because they heard movement inside before they entered, the group begins looking about for the source of the noise. Once they all get really quiet and listen, they can hear what sounds like whisper crying coming from the cabinet under the bathroom sink. Smith points his rifle toward the cabinet door and Jerry swings it open, revealing a terrified 5-year-old boy.
Hey, kid, you fucking okay, man?
Smith asks, as Jerry extends his hand to help the boy out from under the sink. The terrified child recoils from the stranger danger and begins sobbing more loudly and mumbling between sobs that he wants his mommy. Jerry, offended at his gesture being rejected, slams the cabinet shut.
Whatever, stay in there then.
After the cabinet door slams shut, the kid begins whisper crying again and Jerry goes out to take a seat in the living room on the couch.
Where the hell the fuck you going, Jerry? You just gonna leave that kid in there, man?
Where else is he gonna go? He's in the freaking sink, dude.
With that sound logic, the subject gets dropped. Bug heads around back to get Keisha to stop playing drum beats on the back of the cabin while Jerry and Smith go to check on Bianca, who never came back up to the cabin after hitting her head on the tree. When they were in viewing distance of where Bianca was still lying on the ground, they noticed that her lion was hungrily licking up the blood from her hand with the katana through it. While standing at the top of the hill looking down, Keisha and Bug walk over, see the lion, and understandably don't want to get very close to it when it looks that hungry. They begin brainstorming how to retrieve their friend without getting attacked by the lion.
I got some beef jerky. Maybe we could just throw a whole bunch of beef jerky at him.
Dang, I wish Cletus was here. He had all that meat.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not going near that fucking line. I'm going back in that house and I'm relaxing. Shit.
Yeah, but that's a really skilled, whatever Call you use
Or-
sword.
She's my fucking cousin. And I am not fucking with her line. Shit, fuck her line.
I don't care about the lion. I care about her. If she is an asset to our group, we should consider maybe trying to keep her that way.
Exactly, just like Cletus and your guy.
And if distracting the lion with some meat to buy us some time to maybe see what...
Yeah, what if Guy died? How would you feel about that?
Okay, will you let me talk for a second?
No.
No, I did.
We're
too
women.
many
Shut up. We
drugs
get to say
let
what
you
happened.
talk.
The lion
It's the man.
is more of a threat than she is more of, that she is an asset.
I don't know. What if she becomes?
You guys are saying that the lion is gonna get distracted by the beef jerky. What if he just gets pissed off when we start throwing shit at him?
Who said we were going to throw
Yeah.
that?
You did!
I didn't say that. I
You
said
literally
we
did!
could beef jerky.
No, you said, what if we just start throwing beef jerky at him? That's exactly what
Okay.
you said.
No more of you. I need meth if we're gonna talk to you. What should we do?
I hope you guys get killed by that lion.
Shut up. What should we do, Bug?
We should leave these dipshits here and go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think we should leave her at this point.
Yeah, we should go loot the cabin, see some more food, and then
For some reason, right then Jerry walked down the hill to the lion, petted on the head, picked up Bianca and walked back up the hill to the cabin where he brought her inside and laid her down on a bed so wild animals or zombies didn't get to her before she woke up. The lioness purred and followed Jerry into the cabin where it stayed, watching over Bianca while she slept. Once in a safe area, Jerry cleaned and dressed the injured hand as best as he could. It wasn't a professional job, but it was good enough to stop the bleeding. During the time Jerry was tending to Bianca, Keisha was trying to negotiate for the peyote Smith had stolen from John Doe earlier that morning but was unsuccessful. Afterward, they all ate power bars and jerky to hold them over until they finished grilling the zombie family's dinner that had been left marinating in the sink. While Jerry was waiting for the grill to heat up, he fed the lion some of the raw meat meant for the family, as well as the colander full of fatty pieces that had been trimmed from the steaks. The lioness purred with delight as she scarfed down the meat. After Jerry cooked everyone dinner, they all complained that it was terrible, even though nobody else put any effort into creating the first real meal any of them had in at least 2 days. During dinner, the child under the sink smells the food and ventures out in hopes of being fed. Bug offered the little boy her leftovers, which he promptly devoured. While he was eating, Bug had a thought.
I don't want to be paranoid or nothing, but we should probably check him for bites before we, comfortably let him stay in here with us.
No,
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
agree, I
You're
agree.
definitely right.
As they check the kid over for bites, they find a scabbed over bite mark that looks to be healing very well. So well, in fact, everyone wonders if this kid might be some kind of cure. After eating, the kid goes potty, climbs into bed, and almost immediately falls into a deep sleep. Once the child is sleeping, the adults begin to discuss their predicament.
I think that if he has a zombie bite and it's healing, we need to watch out for this kid, because he is a specimen.
I think that we should barricade him into one of the rooms that has a window and check on him tomorrow morning to see if anything's changed.
Makes
mean-
sense.
That's better than my idea.
Dumb bitch.
Shut the
I'll
fuck
fuck you
up!
up.
I need meth!
I will kill you and take your peyote.
With the kid fast asleep, Bug locks the bathroom door from the inside and wedges a chair under the handle to barricade in case the kid turns into a zombie during the night. She also wedges a chair under the handle of his other door that goes to the main living space. Afterward, Bug went into the bedroom with Bianca and the lioness to go to sleep. Jerry took one couch and Smith took the other. Keisha, who was having extreme withdrawals from drugs, stayed up most of the night licking the walls and carpet in hopes she would find drugs. At one point, Smith gave her some peyote just to make her stop acting crazy. That night during her hallucinations, she met her addiction, had an argument with it and lost before falling asleep and having colorful dreams all night. In the morning, everyone was awoken by members of the Washington State Guard knocking on the door declaring that the day before, they had swept through the South Bend area and eliminated the zombie threat. It was now safe for everyone to return home, but to stay alert because some zombies might still be lurking in the woods. If you enjoyed this short story, hit the like button. If you hated this story, hit the like button. If you want to support this game, subscribe. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest videos, ring that notification bell. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.